embarrassment. In this game, in order for you to make money, you have to not be embarrassed of what you have to do in order to get money. I know this sounds like I'm rewinding all the way back to the beginning of the podcast, but it's always amazing to me that most people are still embarrassed to come out and say or represent what they do. If you sell something related to alcohol, and even though the world may shame it, you understand what I mean? Hey, it's just a glass. Maybe you sell special shot glasses, double shots, that you sell, and then everybody know you're the double shot guy. And then since most of us are educated and we believe that we don't want to be associated with stuff, we feel embarrassed to represent the products. I remember when I first started out after law school, and people would come up to me and say, Freeman, that's what you're doing? Yeah, man. I think you're better than that. And I say, you know what? I'm glad you think of me in such a high regard, but it's just money, homie. If I was the one who sold Swisher Sweets, and and then I went to law school, and I was making $1 million, would you still be embarrassed for me? Should I feel embarrassed that I own Swisher Sweets? Should I be embarrassed that I own a hookah bar so y'all can go smoke strawberries? You know what I'm saying? Should I be embarrassed that I own a blackpeoplemeet.com or, Backpage, or, should I be embarrassed for any of the things that I make money off of that are a little bit taboo but are not illegal? And some of y'all cats just embarrassed because y'all just don't want to be associated. Y'all don't want to seem like y'all struggling. So it's always a half-ass effort, or a half-ass conversation. Yo, Freeman, I got a business. What do you do? Man, it's nothing big, I made up a hookup line. I made a hookup app, and I'm doing this, and, it ain't a big deal. And I know, I'm like, hey, man, what you embarrassed about it or something? It's a good idea. You thought of it, homie. Go ahead. See, in this game, we attach shame to money. You understand what I'm saying? We attach it to things that we think are not IBM or Microsoft, or, you don't own, you don't manage you don't own an apartment building. We attach shame to everything we think is not so-called legitimate or in our early stages of business. Freeman, what do you do? I own 5 vending machines at 5 barbershops. Ain't nothing big, Why do you put it down? Why are you embarrassed? Why are you ashamed of the money you make? It's nothing big. Motherfucker, it is big. That bitch motherfucker ain't doing nothing. You understand what I'm saying? I'm trying to get you to understand that you don't need to be embarrassed at all. In fact, you should be okay with being embarrassed, because embarrassment, when it comes to chips, is doing something that other people don't have the guts to do. You understand what I mean? If you owned a club, if you owned a lounge, if you tutored little kids, or and it wasn't a lot of money. Let's say you only got 2 clients or something. And oh man, it's a good try. It's a little something. I'm like, hey, stop putting the shit down. See, I'm gonna tell you something that is important for your confidence. And that is embarrassment. If you could deal with it, is supreme confidence. Because let me give you a good idea with me. Whatever I do, I don't give a fuck what people think or say of me at all. I really don't care. I could tell you I'm selling dildos. I don't give a fuck whether you look at me funny or not, man. If I'm making money off them motherfuckers, I'm making money. Right? And none of this shit illegal. So if somebody, I thought you could do better than that. I guess I can't. Because this shit making $10 million off dildos. Right? See, we have a lot of things, even when don't get me wrong, when I started, people, Freeman, you got a little company, that's cool. Yeah, I'm just starting up, I'm working at night. And I remember when I was telling people I was just starting, I used to do a telemarketing thing, and people, you got your business going in the day, that's cool. Motherfuckers looked at me like I was like, motherfucker, you walking dogs in the morning? Yeah, that's cool. You ain't gonna really make it. I'm glad you sitting here with me telemarketing. And I remember people used to, I used to feel somewhat embarrassed, like, oh shit, I really don't got nothing. I really don't, I'm just taking a chance on myself. And, I hope that motherfuckers don't put me down. And I felt embarrassed. But then I started realizing something majorly important about life. And that is, most of us are going to be embarrassed with our first couple of businesses. Most of us are going to feel a certain way because we see it and we think to ourselves, I just started out. I really don't got no clients. I just open up shop, you know what I'm saying? And it's struggling and it's taking a while and motherfuckers might not know my name and, I just started my own brand and I know it don't look like shit and the logo's okay and it's like you keep putting it down. I'm nothing. I just got off of, I just got out of diapers and I'm in pull-ups. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I pee on myself. I need the pins. Like, what the fuck wrong with you, man? Stop being embarrassed in the fact that you started something and take pride in it. Because this ain't going to be the last time you get embarrassed. This ain't going to be the last time that, I still walk around and, Freeman, you're a lawyer. What are you doing? I'm chilling. Don't you think you should be doing this? Nah, man, I'd rather come up with some kind of product, man, than be out there doing that shit. But damn, man, I got a friend who's a what's that called? He's a partner. Maybe I can talk to you for. You don't need to talk to him. I don't want to be under that motherfucker. But don't you think it's a waste of time? And nah, man, did you pay for it, homie? Did you pay my tuition through law school? You pay my hundreds of thousands of dollars on my behalf? So since I'm all in, I did it all by myself. I don't really feel shit for nobody. I do what the fuck I want. See, the thing is, let me give it to you straight. When it comes to money, the reason why you'll feel embarrassed is because embarrassment is basically saying, I'm doing what the fuck I want. And this is what I want to do. And it could be fucking mowing grass. You understand what I'm saying? It could be cutting hair. It could be anything. This is just what I want to do. I'm making money off doing what I want to do. How do you say that to a motherfucker who spent their whole life trying to get a job? How do you say that to a motherfucker who dress up this morning, wake up at 8 o'clock every day and hope he ain't late for the train or hope he can get on a 405 in traffic and don't get caught up? How do you tell a motherfucker that even though you don't like my little travel agency or whatever I got or my little pick and pack company that I got or you don't like that I'm writing books and you don't think any of my novels are going to be good, but realistically, homie, I do what the fuck I want. That's what I do. See, y'all not there yet. Y'all still getting embarrassed. Y'all still talking like, it's still in the growth phase, and it's still I'm doing the trial. It's in my draft stage. I'm just drafting it up. Like, damn, man, are you embarrassed by your idea, by your thought, by your hustle? You can't be embarrassed to come out into this game. Believe me or believe this, man. You think of any sports team or any organization, someone came out, Naismith for basketball, and said, I'm just making a thing to go into the peach baskets and it turned into the NBA. I'm sure when little white boys were throwing fucking balls into peach baskets, people were looking at him like, that motherfucker's crazy. That shit's embarrassing. And he probably said, writing the rules for it, he probably sat there and said, I'm just doing something. I don't know if it's ever going to really take off. I don't know if it's going to be big. I'm just doing stuff, and you know what I'm saying? See, these are the things that you need to understand. All of us. And when I say all of us, I mean motherfuckers that started a business. That started at a point where all we are doing is an idea of what we thought. It's just an idea. We think it'll work. And we try it. And we don't know if it's going to work. So when other people ask us, like, can we see the papers? You know what I'm saying? Where's your financials? We kind of like, man, I don't know, man. I just made $100. It ain't a big deal. I go to antique stores and I pick up stuff and I sell it on Amazon. I only made $500 this month. It's not a big deal. Motherfucker, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. And you shouldn't feel embarrassed by people who the only way they know how to make money is to go to work every day. See, I said this to you a long time ago on an old podcast. And that is, the motherfuckers who get a check should not be talking shit to the dudes who get cash. And what I mean by that is, for us who hustle and make things happen, we should not even entertain the thoughts of a motherfucker that don't hustle at all and go to work. I don't care if he makes 10 times more than you. The bitch motherfucker ain't got no hustle in him. If we were on the street and the world came to an end and I knew how to plant and grow my own food and that motherfucker had to wait in line at the chow line, you know what I'm saying? Who's the stronger person, me or him? See, in this game, we all get caught up in, it's embarrassing, I got a little sewing, company that I do. I just embroider shit. I got a t-shirt company. It ain't nothing big, I just got a little, man, every day that we come out here and we do something, You understand what I'm saying? And take a stand and put our name behind it. It's not an embarrassing moment. It's a great day. And you're going to realize this when you succeed. That this thing that you thought was so embarrassing, like I tell people, the name I put up on a company, I was just bullshitting. Remember I said in that earlier podcast, if they only knew I was bullshitting when I made the name up. You know, if they only knew that they liked the logo and I said, fuck it, you know, I'm going to just shoot an arrow through a sword and shit. Call it Gauntlet Incorporated. You know, just make up shit. If they only knew. But in the beginning, you're going to feel embarrassed. And you're going to say, you know, I don't know if I'm going to make it. And since you around slaves, guess what you're going to say back to them? Yeah, man, you know, I'm just trying to get my toes, my feet wet. You know what I'm saying? Get my feet wet in this game. You know, I'm just trying to, you know, it's just, and they're going to say, yeah, that's good. It's like a hobby. They're going to degrade your shit. And you're going to allow it to because your ass is embarrassed to say, hey, man, I'm taking my chance in life. I'm going to go out here and do what the fuck I want to do in my way. You know how God created you in his image? I created my company in mine, motherfucker. I'm acting very godly right now. What I put out on this earth, what I put my brand name behind, what I make my logo, it's me. It's like God. You understand what I mean? And there's no reason to be embarrassed when you're acting like God, when you're doing godly things, when you're manifesting the idea, when you thought about it and you said, this is the way I'm going to set it up. These are the people I'm going to go after. You know what I'm saying? I got a card in my hand that says I'm the CEO. You understand what I mean? It's nothing embarrassing about that, even though you should drop them bullshit cards unless you really need them. But I don't want you to ever be embarrassed about making money. A little kid who sells lemonade ain't embarrassed to sell you lemonade. You know why? 50 cents is a lot of money to them. Right? A quarter is a lot of money to them. When the little homies are over at the... like when you get on the subway in New York and the motherfuckers trying to sell you boxes of M&M's and Snickers and shit, you know, the little homies trying to make money. They ain't embarrassed. Right? They scrapping. See, let me give it to you straight so you know. See, the exercise of hustling, of trying to build something for yourself, it's an exercise, a muscle building exercise. And for those people who never take it on, they're weak motherfuckers. That's it. When a recession comes, and it will come again, homie, and they haven't figured nothing out, guess what's going to happen? I hope I don't get fired from my job. They have no plan. They don't have no muscle, no hustle. I don't want you to feel embarrassed about the fact that no matter how far you, some motherfuckers starting cupcake companies, some people selling cakes, some people doing catering. I ain't really doing big numbers. It don't matter. Stop downplaying your shit. Stop being embarrassed by it. You know what I mean? It's part of who we are. We get out there and we try to make things happen. No one's saying that your company gonna turn into IBM. But damn it, man, you know what? Shit, it can turn into Togo's. It could turn into a neighborhood Louis Burgers on the west side. I mean, it could turn into all kind of little things that we know that's been in my neighborhood since I was like 5 years old, the same burger stands. You know, they've been making money for 20, 30, 40 years. You see what I'm saying? And all I got is this one little restaurant, you know. I bet you the owner don't say that when you go, hey, homie, you know, you own Louis Burgers? Yeah, man. You know, it's just a little something, you know. He don't say that shit. You know what I'm saying? He proud of himself, man. He ain't begging nobody for no job. He ain't out here like everybody else saying, I hope when the recession hit, I hope, you know, it don't hurt us too hard. I hope my job bounce back. I hope the white man in charge is able to maneuver. I remember after the recession, you know, immediately after, and I was talking to some of these companies and, you know, we didn't have to lay off anybody during the recession and, you know, and everybody, they should be very happy that they still have a job, and these motherfuckers would come and tell everybody, you should all feel lucky that you still got a job because we all know people who don't got a job. And that was just the devil telling you that I'm going to fuck you over, but don't get mad because you still got a job. Right? And I remember people, you know, I work for a good company. I got a good boss. I got a good master. I'm like, oh shit, here we go. You should be embarrassed to say that shit more than embarrassed to say that you do hair on the side. You know what I'm saying? That you got a little French braid company and you just do Dominican braids or whatever you do on the weekend. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't feel embarrassed that you have anything that you consider to be small. Anytime you hear someone say, I got a little something, like I got a little company, I got a little, you know what I'm saying? I got little hands, I got a little dick. It's the same fucking thing in my head. Like, you embarrassed of your own shit. You know what I'm saying? I got a little something going. Man, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? When a baby takes the first step, he got a little something going too. You understand what I'm saying? But nobody expects him to stay a baby crawling or falling over. Everybody that's getting up and trying to get something got a little something going. I'm trying to get you to stop being embarrassed by it, by stop using the phrases that sound like, yeah, I don't know if it's going to work. Hey, you talk to Young Freeman. What do you got going? Homie, I'm trying to make $1 million. Man, nobody believe in your shit. Motherfucker, fuck you. I don't believe in you either, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Go ask your mama. I don't believe in you either. Now, I take it a little bit different. I'm out here trying to make a lot of money. I'm out here trying to better my situation. It better be big, homie. Whatever I do better be fucking big. I'm trying to make millions. I ain't just trying to come out here and say, I'm just doing it for fun. It ain't no hobby. I hustle. I don't got no hobbies. You know what I'm saying? Well, I hope it work out. I hope people really understand how hard it is. Usually I try to get this kind of shit to my nephew, because he's still young in the game and with understanding, getting older now. But I know that some of y'all still have that same problem. Y'all have a little company on the internet, and saying it ain't big, I ain't gonna tell nobody. You know what I'm saying? I make I sew on the side, I make, aprons on the side, and motherfuckers don't know. I got pictures I put up, and I try to sell the pictures, and it's just a little something. Stop calling it little. Stop being embarrassed. You gotta understand what I'm trying to tell you. You're trying in the process of standing up on your own too. It doesn't matter how you start that off. It ain't a little thing. All these motherfuckers you read about, they all, there's always these sayings. That's why I hate all them inspirational, and I hate inspirational speakers, because it's all these little sayings like, you give 40 hours to other people, but you won't give 10 hours to yourself. Ooh, yeah, that makes sense. But they still don't give not even 1 hour to themselves. But they know. You see, this is what I'm trying to get you to understand. Why would you feel embarrassed in front of motherfuckers who ain't never gonna try? Why would I feel embarrassed? Why would I worry about my reputation to motherfuckers who ain't gonna do shit? Who gonna have a job for the rest of their life? Why am I gonna feel embarrassed for motherfuckers that don't like me, who don't really want me around? Why would I feel embarrassed towards them? And once you understand that, you'll realize that you shouldn't feel embarrassed at all. Half of the motherfuckers you around ain't gonna be around no more. 85% of them ain't gonna start a business. 10% will have a business and don't think you're gonna do shit anyway. So that just leaves you in the 5% that you are, that you can manifest your thoughts and create things. Right? So why would I feel embarrassed? If you saw me on the street selling bottled water, and you'll say, that's that motherfucker Daniel Free. Yeah, and he got books and he was doing all this shit, man. He must be down on his luck. Man, I ain't gonna fuck with him. He probably embarrassed. I ain't embarrassed, homie. I'm hustling. Right? I ain't never gonna be embarrassed. I can go all the way to the ground and back up, and you can see me on one of my homies' rap videos and say, that motherfucker used to be this. It ain't no used to be anything. I am, I was, and I will always be hustling. I ain't never gonna be embarrassed. I ain't never gonna get down on my luck and say, friend, unless I'm on crack, homie. You see me on crack, like, help me out. Shit, you see me on some drugs, do something, help me out. I doubt if that shit happened, but what I'm saying is, I gotta be out my fucking mind for me to be embarrassed about anything I do that is bettering myself and my situation, especially when it comes to chips. I want y'all to know this shit, because I don't want you to ever put down the way you think of yourself and what you're trying to do. Whatever you're doing, even if it's just a t-shirt company when you start, even if you're trying to sell bags, I don't care what the hell you're selling, candy. The reason why you're doing it is in the hopes to make millions. And really the millions is so you could be secure and stand on your own too. So whatever that thing is that you started off with, it ain't little. It ain't small. You understand what I'm saying? It ain't embarrassing. It ain't against the rules. It ain't taboo. It ain't nothing to hide. You should be proud to stand up and say, I'm the motherfucker that makes things happen. You understand what I'm saying? And when the other motherfucker come along and say, yeah, you know, I used to do this business, but man, fuck you and your family. Next time, partner.